Okay, we're starting in Excel Unit D, working with charts, and your objectives for this unit is to plan a chart, create a chart, move and resize a chart, change the chart design, change the chart layout, format a chart, annotate and draw on a chart, and create a pie chart. Charts are sometimes called graphs. Present information in a graphical format that makes it easier to see patterns, trends, and relationships. The first thing about charts is planning a chart. So you should be on Excel page 80. Determine the purpose of a chart and identify the data relationship you want to communicate. So you're wanting to see what kind of chart will represent the data that you have appropriately. To determine the results you want to see and decide which chart type is most appropriate. Identify the worksheet data that you want in your chart to illustrate, and then understand the elements of a chart. So we'll go over some of those as we get through as we create our first chart. Look at table D1, and it's got all the different types of charts on it. So it's got the column, line, pie, bar, area, and scatter plot. Those are all different kind of charts that you can create in Excel. So creating a chart, the first thing we need to do is open D-1. So go to File, Open, Multimedia, go to your folder, go to Excel, Unit D, and D-1. First thing we should do is save this, so let's go File and Save As. Go to your Assignments folder, create a new folder called Excel Unit B, or Excel Unit D, excuse me. In that folder, we're going to call this EXD-Quarterly Tour Expenses. Select the range A4 through E12. Okay, when you are doing charts, the first thing to remember, you never include the total. Just like in formulas and functions, like the average function, you never include the total. Don't ever include the total when you're creating a chart either. So select the range A4 to E12 and click the Insert tab. Click the Column button and click Clustered Column, which is the first one. Okay, so now in the data group, let's click Switch Row and Column. So what that did was it took everything that was in our legend, which was our quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4, and put our countries instead, and put quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4 down here. Let's go ahead and undo that. It looks neater this way to have quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4 with our countries down here. The quarter 1, 2, 3, 4 is called your legend. These are your X. This is your X axis. This is your Y axis. These are your grid marks. Y values, X descriptives. Click the Chart Tools Layout tab. Click Chart Title button. And then click above the chart. Click anywhere in the chart title box and double click or triple click to get it to select all, or do a Control A and type Quarterly Tour Expenses. Okay, and now click outside of your chart to deselect it, and let's save. Make sure the chart is still selected, so to select the chart again, just click anywhere in the white spot of the chart. Position the mouse on the blank area under the left edge of the chart. So what you want is the four-headed arrow with your mouse pointer. Notice how mine is. Click and hold and drag the chart until the upper left corner is at the upper left corner of A16. Position your mouse over the right middle sizing handle, and you get the double-headed arrow, then drag to the right border of the G column. Position your mouse over the upper middle sizing handle. Click and drag up to the top of row 15. Position your mouse over the lower middle sizing handle and drag up until the bottom border is at row 26. Click the legend, remember quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Press and hold shift. Drag the legend using your mouse pointer with the four-headed arrow until the outline is approximately a quarter of an inch above the top of the chart area. So we're just moving it straight up. Click the cells A12 and type United States instead of USA. Notice when you change your data up here, it automatically changes your chart. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure we have saved. And turn over to page Excel 86, changing the chart design. Click cell D11 and type 4568.92. Press enter. And then in D12, type 1607.09 and press enter. Notice that the chart is automatically changing. Select the chart by clicking in the blank area and click the Chart Tools Design tab. And then click for chart styles. Click the more, and you want style 3. Or, sorry, not for styles, you want layout 3. So to get there, you want to be in the charts layout, chart layouts, click the more, and you want layout 3. And we decided that we don't like that because look how you can't really tell which one goes with what. So let's go ahead and click the undo button. And let's click change chart type. Click bar. So we want a bar chart. And we want a clustered bar chart, which should be the first one. Click the change, then click OK. Notice how much longer our lines are, our x-axis. So this would not represent our data very well. So let's click on change chart type. Click on column, and we want a 3D clustered column. And then click OK. So notice that it gives us a three-dimensional look and appeal. However, I still like the clustered chart better. So let's click change chart type one more time and click on clustered column and click OK. style 3 for the chart style. So this is where we go to the chart styles and click chart style 3. And you can change it to any kind of style that you would like. So if you wanted red, whatever you've done, click your undo button and go back so it looks just like this, like the original one that we had. Once it looks just like this, you can save your work. And let's go ahead and turn over to page 88, changing the chart layout. With the chart still selected, which it is, click the Chart Tools Layout tab. Click the Grid Lines button and point to primarily horizontal grid lines and click None. Click the Grid Lines button, point to primarily horizontal, and do major and minor grid lines. So what it's doing is showing you the ones in between 7,000 and 8,000. A major grid line represents the values of the value axis tick marks. So these are your tick marks. So 8,000, the major ones are like the bold, the ones that'll stick out. The minor grid lines represent the values between those. Click the axis title, or the axis titles button, and do primary vertical, and do rotated title. So now we get a label. In math, they tell you in all of your charts, especially math and science, I guess both, they tell you need to have your axis labeled. So once you get in there, double click into the axis title, do a Control A, and type expenses, parenthesis, in $, close parenthesis. Right click the horizontal axis labels and then from the font we want to change the font to Times New Roman, and we want the font size to be 8. This way it'll fit all in one line. Right click the vertical axis label and we want it to be Times New Roman as well, so then that way it matches. And we also want it to be size 8. Okay, if you can't get your mini toolbar to come up by right clicking on it, you can always click on your home tab and change it that way as well. Right click the chart title and click Format Chart Title. Click Border Color and click Solid Line. Click Shadow, and from the presets we want Offset Diagonal Bottom Right, which is the first one. Not the first one, it's this one right here. And then we can close. And let's save it. So deselect your chart and just take a look at what we've done. We made the title stand out so it actually looks nice. We put our labels in on the vertical axis. Our horizontal labels fit on one line so it doesn't have to be rotated. And we've moved our legend and changed our data. So let's go and turn over to page 90, which is formatting a chart. With the chart, click the Chart Tools Format tab. So you need to make sure that the chart is selected and click the Chart Tools Format tab. Click any column that is quarter 4. So any of the purple ones. It doesn't have to be a specific one. You can click any one of the purple columns. Click the Shape Fill drop down, and you want orange accent 6. Click anywhere, click any column in section for quarter 3. So these columns that we're clicking on are considered your data series. So that way if your assignments say click on a data series, you know, okay, I've got to click on the data series or the column for quarter 3. For the shape styles, click the down arrow. And you want moderate effect. Olive green accent 3. So let's go ahead and click the down arrow again, and I want you to try subtle effect. Olive green accent 3. So now it looks kind of white. That's how we're going to leave it. So go ahead and save. And turn over to Excel 92, which is annotating and drawing on a chart. Text annotations are labels that further describe your data. So we're going to add a label that'll help describe a specific one in our data series. So make sure that the chart is selected. So just the chart, not one of your data series, the whole chart. Click the Chart Tools Layout tab. And click Draw our text box. So we're going to draw a text box. Anywhere outside of the chart, go ahead and draw a little text box. It doesn't have to be very big. And type Great Improvement. Point to the edge of the text box so that the pointer changes to the 4-headed arrow. And drag the text box into the chart to the left of the title. So once you have it there, you may have to actually shrink your text box just a little bit so it'll fit. Okay, so you want it over here on the left. Click the chart to select the chart. Click the Chart Tools Layout tab. And click the Shapes down arrow. And we want the arrow shape. Position your mouse over the corner of the text box and point so that the red handle, and you want the quarter 2 for the Germany. So we're going to take and drag our mouse all the way to Germany. Click the shape outline. Click automatic color. Click the shape outline again and point to weight. And we want it to be 1.5. So now let's save. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do is create a pie chart. So you should be on page Excel 94. Select the range A5 to A12. Okay, press Control and select F5 to F12. Click the pie button. So click on Insert tab and click on the pie chart. And we want a 3D pie chart. Drag the chart so its upper left corner upper left corner is in the upper left corner of G1. Click the chart title axis. Click layout 2. Excuse me, we want layout 2 for our chart, or for our pie chart. And we want to select the chart title, and we want total expenses by country. Click the slice for India data point, which is the orange one. And you'll have to click a couple times just to get the orange one selected. And then once you have it selected, right click on it and click Format Data Point. Double click the 0 and point explosion and type 40, and then click Close. Click cell A1, switch to Page Layout View, and in the upper left header box, type your name. And then I want you to deselect everything. So let's take a look at it. And I want you to save. Okay, so now we have created a pie chart. A point explosion, just so I can explain that real quick, is just pulling it away from the rest of the pie chart. It's not actually blowing it up, it's just pulling it away from the pie chart so you can see it better. So we've created a pie chart, we've created a column chart. Remember, when you are creating charts, you never include the total unless you are creating a pie chart, okay? Unless the pie chart tells you to select the total, but you never include the total when you are selecting, when you are working with column and bar charts. So go ahead and make sure that you have saved, and then you can close, and we are finished.